Hello everyone, welcome to .NET Mirror channel. Today let's understand how can you deploy ASP.NET application to Azure App Service using local Git deployment option. In this video, we will understand what is an Azure App Service, what are different deployment methods we have. We will create ASP.NET application, run it locally, then we will configure local Git in Azure App Service, and we will take that local Git repo URL to your local development, then push your code to Azure App Service, and automatically your app will be deployed and we'll try to see the local app in the Azure cloud via Azure App Service. Make sure you have Visual Studio IDE, Azure account, development knowledge of ASP.NET, C Sharp and Azure, and basic knowledge of deployment process. What is an Azure App Service? Azure App Service is a fully managed platform as a service which enables you to build and deploy web application, your RESTful APIs, mobile backends without managing any infrastructure, which will be done by Microsoft. And you can pick up your own language to build the application, could be .NET, Java, Python. Then once you build the application to deploy it to Azure App Service, you can use these different deployment methods, which I am listed below. The ones which are in green, I have already created YouTube videos. You can go to my Azure App Service playlist, tutorial playlist, and watch them. I will provide the link in the description. In today's video, we will talk about the ninth one, which is local Git deployment. Let's understand what is local Git deployment. It's a simplest way to deploy your app to Azure App Service. You just need to do little bit of configuration in Azure App Service. Once you enable that, your app service will become like a repo for your application. It is primarily used to control your manual way of doing the things, and also you don't need to pick up any complex pipelines or repos to have your code in the repos. So this particular option requires SCM basic auth publish credentials you have to enable on app service, and also you have to enable FTP publishing also. I will show when I show the demo. And whenever you are doing a deployment with local Git, in the background app service build, which is called kudu, which handles all the tasks like installing the packages, building the .NET and publishing. Everything is done in the background behind the scenes for you. Let's get into the demo. I already created a web app. It's a free service tier I have picked up. Now let me go and just enable the both the options. Now it's updated. Now let's go to the deployment center to use local Git option. Now here in the deployment center, you have to pick up from the CI/CD, pick up local Git option. Now it says it builds app service with a build service. Now it says your local Git repository URL will be generated upon completion. So let's save this so that you get a URI. So now our setting is successfully deployed, successfully completed. Now we got an URI. Before you start using this, go to the local Git and configure the user scope. So I have a user called DNM user. I'll not change it. I'm trying to put the password. Remember this password, so you have to use this in your IDE. So now let's go to the Visual Studio. Yeah, now I'm in Visual Studio 2026 Community Edition. Click on Clone Repository. Let's pick up the URI from the Git repo. Yeah, you can put the repository location. Let's click on Clone. Now it's trying to clone our particular repo from the Azure App Service. So now it's asking for username and password. Try to put the credentials which you created previously. And if you don't remember the username password, anytime you can go and do a reset. Let's go back to Visual Studio. Yeah, now it's trying to clone our particular repo. Yeah, now our folder we use here, if you go to the git changes and the commits, you can see it is connected to our Azure App Service. So if you see here, now it is connected to our Azure App Service local git repo. Now let's add an application. Yeah, I will pick up a web app. Let me call, let's give some name. Yeah, during the Azure App Service creation, I selected .NET 10, so I'll go with the same. So now if you see here, our app is created and all the changes are showing in the git changes. Yeah, now there is solution file and our web app is here. So let's open the solution file. And let's run this local demo. In the meanwhile, let me open the kudu option for you. Yeah, now ours is a local web app. It has home page and the privacy page. Let's go back to the Visual Studio. Let's stop this. Now our changes are ready and you can check these changes to the repo. So before that, let me go and just add a git ignore file so that it doesn't push all our solution files. So you can just go to developer PowerShell, just say .NET new git ignore, and it goes and adds a ignore file to your solution. Yeah, now git ignore file is added. Let's go and commit the changes. So I'm going to just do a commit and push. So now it is committing all our local changes. It is trying to push our changes to the master branch. Now if you go to the here, and if you go to the logs, now if you see here, our initial commit came as a log here. Now if you try to browse the app, Yeah, now still it is deploying. So now let's go and refresh our app. Now if you see here, our local app is now deployed to Azure App Service. All we have done is we have pushed our code changes to the app service via local git repo option, and automatically in the background it went to the our check-in went to here, and automatically if you look in the kudu options, right, it picked up a deployment id. It pushed all your changes to our files over here. Now let's go and do small change in the application. Let's go to the pages, index page. Here I'll say welcome to local git deployment. Our change is ready. Let's go to the changes. I'll say added welcome page. Let me check in this. So once you check in this, automatically if you go and check your logs, now we see our logs. We added another commit, added welcome page. Now this is deployed, and let's go and open our web app. Now if you see here, our text got deployed, and whenever you start committing different changes, you can go and check in the logs, and with each commit there will be a deployment id. And that, if you look at here from the kudu, this is the second build which got triggered, and you can see the same changes. With this you can track all your deployment logs as well from here. With this we are done with the demo. Let's go back to the ppt. Yeah, when to use this particular local git deployment option: if your project is small and simpler, you can go and pick up this option. When you want to do a prototyping or a poc for your developments, whenever you want to do deployments automatically instead of manual, you can go and pick up. And make sure that you're not picking up this option if you are building a large scale application. If that is option, go and pick up github actions or azure pipelines or any other repos. And I will put the article reference in the description. Please check out. Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to our channel. Give a like if you like this video. Share with your friends. Click on the bell icon from our channel to get my video updates every time. Thanks for watching. See you next time.